Well, speaking of disappointment, not a good weekend to be Lionsgate.
No, man.
Yeah, not
Yeah,
not a lot of things to report here. The Nun continues to make money because it's a horror movie.
right. Yeah. Ninja asked a quick question. How about the Bay films? Don't bother with those. No.
My family had rented them or was watching it on TV once, and I was around, and I walked out about halfway through.
Yeah, they're not very good. Yeah. But yeah, so the Nun was number one. Nun 2 was number one again. Um, yeah, and then but then you got the Expendables 4, which is bombing hard.
Yeah, $100 million budget. Um, Now, this movie is likely already paid for by on international distribution deals and investments and whatnot, but you don't put out movies to have them be paid for.
Right. Yeah. And from what I'm hearing about this movie, it's just a mess. From all the reviews, and apparently, like Stallone was kind of shoehorned in at the last minute because he at first he wasn't going to do it, but then I guess he decided to do it anyway, and then they just had to figure out how to put him back in.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it sounds like it's a miss, even if you're a diehard fan of the franchise, which is a shame.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, but as we were saying before the show, the franchise has kind of overstayed its welcome.
Yeah, this is like the one case where they'd been talking at one point about doing the Expendables, an all-female team.
Mhm.
That might have actually been more of a shot in the arm to the concept than this.
Yeah, I think so too. If they had gotten like, I mean, you could get like, I mean,
I
you
think I
could.
heard like Cynthia Rothrock was attached to it.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah,
Uh,
and
it, so you
yeah,
could you could do Lucy Lawless.
yeah. What's her name? From Everything Everywhere,
Oh, Michelle Yeoh.
Michelle Yeoh. Yeah. Um, if she hadn't been canceled, maybe Gina Carano. But yeah,
Yeah, or Ronda Rousey,
Ronda Rousey.
who I think was in the third one.
Yeah, she was. Yeah.
I never saw the third one,
Third
but
one wasn't. The third one was a bloated mess because there were just so many people in it.
uh,
Yeah.
really what they should have done was make a movie adaptation of your boy Zach's Expendables Go to Hell comic, because that
Uh,
was
that,
actually really good.
yeah, I still need to read that. Yeah. Um, but yeah, so not yeah, like you're saying, not a good weekend for Lionsgate. Of course, Hunting in Venice is kind of hanging in there a little bit.
Yeah, though that's 25 million after 2 weekends, only in a down period of the box office like we've had the last few weeks. Would that be respectable? Though it's actually doing pretty well internationally.
Hmm. And they're not saying what the budget is, of
The
course.
cowards.
Yeah. Well, if you filmed any portion of your movie in the UK and you want to get those tax breaks, you got to tell them how much you spent.
Yep. Uh, so we'll see if Valiant Renegade comes out with a video about this one. Uh, Also, with this being another 20th Century Pictures movie that underperformed, you can see why their distributor is suing Disney.
Yeah. And
Equalizer 3,
yeah,
still around.
yeah. I think it's doing probably about. It'll probably do the same as the first two movies did.
Yep, just thanks to inflation, it means that that means that fewer people went.
Yeah,
Um, Barbie is still clinging to the top five after 10 weeks in release.
and getting released on digital.
Yep, and just like I mentioned last week, it's Barbie 3.2 million, Oppenheimer 1.6 million. These two movies are always like have that mathematical relationship with the domestic box office with each other.
Yeah, it's Yeah, I cannot explain that at all.
Yeah, it's just uncanny.
Yeah.
The other one that was kind of interesting is Dumb Money,
Oh yeah.
which is the Wall Street bets one.
Right. Yeah. The GameStop.
Yeah,
Yeah. Which I'm surprised that they made that a movie about that so quickly, because that wasn't that long ago.
no, and it also has Seth Rogen in it, mind you. It's Seth Rogen playing a Wall Street hedge fund owner who is going to get his shirt ripped off by these Wall Street bets guys. So
Mm.
maybe that's a good use for him.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Punching bag villain.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh,
But it lives inside. That sounds like a horror movie.
yeah. It does sound like a horror movie. Boy, numbers is really slow tonight.
It could also be where I am in the house I'm there. There does not seem to be a movie poster for it.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay. Well, let me see
Sam
if
is
I can.
desperate to fit in at school, rejecting her Indian culture and failing to be like everyone else. When a mythological demon spirit latches onto her former best friend, she must come in
Yeah.
terms with her heritage in order to defeat it.
Yep. Horror
Hmm.
movie.
Okay. There,
Yeah.
there are. It occurs to me that there are a lot of really crass jokes you could make if you felt like being Seth MacFarlane instead of Seth Rogen with that premise, but I would choose not to make them.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, that was the box office. Not a whole lot to report. Um,
Yeah.
everyone thought that Barbenheimer had saved movie theaters, and it looks like no. It just proves that people don't want to go see threes and fours anymore.
Right. Yeah. And it is September. Not a great month for movies.
Yep, it'll be horror season soon enough.
Yeah.
With the most horrific release of them all, the Marvels coming up soon after. So
Yeah.
we'll see how that does.
And you got the new Exorcist movie. I think is coming out in October.
Hmm.
Which I don't know why they do another Exorcist movie.
Because money.
Yeah. Good. Yeah. Good point.
Recognizable brand plus horror in October.
Mm.
You hear that, Pope's Exorcist? Horror movie, release in October.
Yeah. Not in
or,
June.
or, hey, Disney, Haunted Mansion, release horror movies in October, not the summer.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
It's like you don't sell nearly as many frozen turkeys in the summer. It's like
Right.
things have a season.
Yes. Oh,
All
jeez.
right. I think that's the end of our kind of not much to talk about. Look through the box office.
Yeah.